Alright, welcome back to March. We don't have a theme for this one. But, yeah, so we were going to watch The Shawshank Redemption. Unfortunately, it seems to be unavailable at this moment. So we're jumping ahead and watching another Stephen King movie that I've been wanting to watch with Cora. And this is a really good one. The Green Mile. I think this movie is going to bring Cora to tears. I think she's going to love it, though. And I think her favorite thing is probably going to be the mouse.
Like the mouse?
Yes, the mouse. But, so you've never seen this movie before, is that correct? Okay, so The Green Mile is a prison block where they put people who are on death row, meaning they got the death sentence, and they have to stay there for like a week or so until their execution is carried out. Now, a lot of places have gotten rid of the executions and stuff, so this is going to be like a time period piece. I think it's set in like the 40s or 50s. So, but yeah, this is a story of a couple guards and their last moments at the Green Mile. Well, I mean, like, they go on, but like you'll hear at the end, like they'll say like, oh, well, he left shortly after and I left shortly after. But this is a good movie. It has Clarke Duncan, who's not with us anymore, who you saw in Armageddon as Bear. He was the big black guy. He's been in some other things. Other things we'll probably be watching on the channel. One of my favorite movies with him is probably The Whole 9 Yards and The Whole 10 Yards. It has Tom Hanks in it, who you'll know as the voice of Woody. And he's been in a ton of other stuff. His son is in one of the, or both of some of the Jumanji movies. His son was also a villain in Dexter, along with Captain Adama from Battlestar Galactica. But, yeah, this has Tom Hanks, who you'll get to know more and more. I don't think we've reviewed very much of Tom Hanks stuff. He was in the Polar Express, Toy Story, just to name a few things. But I think you'll enjoy it. Oh wow, there's a lot of people from a lot of different things that you're gonna either you haven't seen them yet or you will see them. But all right, we're gonna jump in, take a walk down the Green Mile. You ready? Dead man walking, dead man walking.
You think if a man sincerely repents on what he done wrong, he might get to go back to the time that was happiest for him and live there forever. That'd be what heaven's like. I just about believe that very thing. John Coffey, you have been condemned to die in the electric chair by a jury of your peers, sentence imposed by a judge in good standing in this state. Questions? Do you leave the light on after bedtime? I know violent men. I deal with them day in and day out. There doesn't seem to be any real violence in him until he kills a couple of little girls. John Coffey is a murderer. I don't think he did it at all. Take my hand, boy. You see for yourself. You're talking about a miracle. I do not see God putting a gift like that in the hands of a man who killed a child. I dreamed of you. We found each other in the dark. Like you dropped out of the sky. Miracles are funny things. You never know when they're going to happen. And when they happen in a place like this, that's the most unbelievable miracle of all. This is the story of a miracle that happened here where I work, on the Green Mile.
All right, we are back. We just finished watching what movie, Cora?
The Green Mile.
Yep, The Green Mile. Do you remember who Tom Hanks is now after watching it?
The actor?
Yeah, the main actor, the main guy.
Yeah.
Can you stop doing that with your feet? You're gonna damage things. Anyways, so this is a drama. There's not a whole lot of action. There is a little comedy in it. But it's mostly a drama. And it's based around Tom Hanks' character telling his past life, like about his past, and when he met this man named John Coffey. It's like the drink, not spelled the same. And basically at first it's like, oh, this guy John Coffey was accused of killing these two little girls, and some other stuff happens. And then also Tom Hanks' character is suffering from a bladder infection, which makes it hard for him to go to the bathroom. But then John calls him over, and what's he do to it, Cora?
Help John.
He helps him, that's right. He takes it away. And that's when we start to learn that John Coffey's got some magic powers, huh? Now there's a big conspiracy, like a big theory amongst Stephen King readers, that every Stephen King property all takes place in the same universe. Like, so John Coffey would have what Stephen King's, in the Stephen King verse, would be The Shining. A different version of The Shining, but he has The Shining. So yeah, this would take place in the same like vein as It, The Mist, which we've watched before. Now that one was supposed to be more horror, but that one left you very sad at the end too, just like this movie's left you sad at the end. But anyways, so there's this little prick that works with Tom Hanks named Percy, and he's just like gung-ho about killing people. I think that's all because he wants to kill people, but he gets to do it legally by working on the Green Mile. There are other guards too, one of which is Dale from Walking Dead. The guy with the RV. And then, so they put this one guy to death, and Percy's causing some trouble with the others. And he basically threatens, he's like, oh, well, I won't move on unless you make me, like, the main guy at the next execution. And so then they get a new prisoner while Bill comes in. And he's just, like, really causing even more chaos. Especially with Percy. And so in the end, it comes down to they start to realize that John Coffey could heal the warden's wife. So they come up with a plan to get John Coffey out. Also, since they put Percy up front for one of the executions, he purposely forgot to not wet the sponge, and then acted like it was just all a big mistake. Like he didn't know he was supposed to do that, even though they told him during the previous execution he had to do it. That it was vitally important to the whole process. And he got a first-hand look at why you're supposed to wet the sponge, right? So, and those guys, Cora, all the ones we actually saw put to death in the electric chair, we don't know what their crimes were, but they were probably in there for legitimate reasons. Be it killing or robbing or whatever. I don't know if the book actually explains it in depth more, but then we get to the point of the movie where John Coffey, they take him out. They do this whole thing where they put Percy in the padded room. They knock out Wild Bill with some sleeping drugs. They get John Coffey out. They take him to the warden's house. He cures her, but he doesn't let the bad stuff go. Let's just call it bad stuff, because I don't know what else to call it. Maybe they got a word for it. Maybe Stephen King put a word for it in the book, but so he refuses to let it go, and he's like choking on it. And what does he end up doing with that? With all the bad stuff? He puts it into Percy, right? And why did he put it into Percy?
That's what he did for trying to get Mr. Jingle.
Well, not just that. Because when they were trying to leave in the middle of the night with John, Wild Bill woke up for a second and grabbed John's arm, and John saw what Wild Bill had done, right? And what did Wild Bill do?
He got the little girl.
The little girls he's accused of killing. Which really starts to make Tom Hanks doubt if he should put John in the electric chair. Like, he's like even willing to let him go. Like, should we just say you broke out and you got away? I'll do that. And John's like, don't you dare. Don't be stupid. And he basically tells Tom Hanks he wants it all to end. He wants to be done with it. Because it's like a curse. It's painful living the way he does with that gift. And so they ultimately have to go through with the execution of John Coffey. And I think that whole scene of the movie destroyed Cora. Which is why I'm telling what happened. So, because I've seen this movie several times, so I knew it was coming. I just couldn't believe Cora was freaking out this much. It's not even a scary movie. Wow, you get more. I get more of a reaction out of you with a sad movie than with a scary movie. With a scary movie, you're just like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. But these sad movies, they really get to you, don't they? But alright. So then, to finish off, Tom Hanks has been telling, well, not really Tom Hanks, some other guy, but the other guy is supposed to be Tom Hanks, all like 60-something years older, because he says he's 108 and he was 44 or 35 or something like that when he was on the Green Mile. But then we find out that Tom Hanks's character isn't the only one that's got a really long lifespan. Who else is living for a very long time?
Mr. Jingle.
Yeah, and I think a mouse only lives like 5 to 10 years. And this mouse was like 80 years old.
Mr. Jingle. Yeah.
So, hey, he probably lived to be 150 maybe. Because he was like, he's like, oh, if a mouse, he can make a mouse live that long, how much longer do I have? So, but alright, that was The Green Mile. When we come back from this quick break, we will go ahead and give our final thoughts and scores. See you in a minute.
In the shadows, the tale unfolds. The guardian loves, the story holds. Shame the ordinary, thrust in the light to fight the darkness to make it right. Chosen by fate, path unknown, to rise up as more than just skin and bone. Oh, guardian of the light, stand strong and proud in the face of darkness. Rise from the crowd with every spell cast. Let the magic ignite. Shame the new Santa brings hope to the night. With whispers of magic he steps through the door. In a world of wonder he yearns to explore. Secrets lurking behind every charm. To wield the power he must stay warm. The North Pole calls the winter inside. For the spirit out of joy he must learn to lie. Oh, guardian of the light, stand strong and proud in the face of darkness. Rise from the crowd with every spell cast. Let the magic ignite. Shame the new Santa brings hope to the night. In this wondrous tale of courage and light, the legacy lives on in the heart of the light.
Hello. Okay, real quick, before we get back to the review, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to our channel. We have finally reached 190, so hopefully soon we can reach 200. I'm really hoping for that. So, as I do with every new set of 10 subscribers, since we're at 190, here is this free code. Best of luck to whoever gets it. I've been asking, and I really hope you guys start doing this, but if somebody gets this code, claims it, please let everyone else know down in the chat or in the comments saying claimed, whatever, or I got it, thank you, whatever. That would be great. Then we know which codes are used, which have expired, so on and so forth. Because I don't want to try to enter an old code just to see if somebody actually claimed it, and then end up getting a movie I already own. So, but thank you for subscribing. Thank you to all my subscribers. You guys mean the world to us. And also, I hope you just enjoyed that song. These are all brand new songs that I had just got made for my books. And I will be doing a different one each week. So, I mean, for a couple weeks. But then I might start looping them or mixing and matching. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. And without further ado, let's get back to the review. Alright, Cora, starting with you. The Green Mile, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this movie?
8 out of 10.
What?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, why?
I didn't really get some stuff, but other from that, it was good.
What didn't you get? Well, it is a 3-hour movie. It's pretty long. It's not the longest Stephen King movie there is, but it is pretty long.
It's the longest.
No, there's Steve, like, it, if you count both chapters together, it's much longer. Stand by, oh no, Stand By. The Stand is longer. Yeah, Langoliers I think is even longer. This was only 3 hours, and I think Langoliers is like 4 hours.
Give me the longest one you can think of.
Not right now. But anyways, so what did you, who was your favorite character? Huh? John? John Coffee? Like the drink, just not spelled the same? Who's your least favorite character?
Percy, whatever his name is.
Percy?
Percy.
I thought you were going to say Wild Bill. And I thought your favorite character was going to be Mr. Jingles.
He's your mouth, never killed you. But yes.
And you got to see Mr. Noodle in this movie. From your days when you used to watch Sesame Street and Elmo. Sit up. But, so is this a movie you're probably going to watch again sometime? Why not? I mean, if you're in the mood for a nice, good drama, I mean, hey, at least you know it's a good one, right? Did you have a favorite scene? Like, what was your most favorite scene?
Probably every single one was Mr. Jingle.
Even where Percy stepped on him?
No. Except that one.
And then they gave the mouse to John so he could bring him back to life?
Yes, I like that part, but not the other part.
Anything else you want to say about this movie before we move on?
No.
Okay.
Not recommended for kids.
Well, it's nothing bad for kids either. What? Just because it got to your emotions, it did exactly what it was supposed to do.
I have a weak heart, okay?
But anyways, go ahead and moving on to my score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this a 10 out of 10. I think this is, for something that's not horror and being made by Stephen King, I mean, this is one of those movies like, wow, this dude, this writer can do more than just horror. He's got some scale. He's got some length, you know. He can really write other things. And that's just kind of an amazing thing. Like, I mean, it's like Harry Potter. You know Harry Potter is written by J.K. Rowling, and yeah, Harry Potter's really good. But then she writes something else that is completely in the nowhere near the vein of fantasy. And yeah, there was a little bit of magic and fantasy here, which is a common trope of Stephen King's work, but I mean, there is some stuff where he's written things, and I don't know if he's actually written all these as books. Like one of the other ones we're gonna watch, Shawshank Redemption. I don't think he wrote that as I'm pretty sure there's no fantasy in it, but it's still a really good drama. I'd have to say with a much better ending. But I think the ending was perfectly fine for this movie. I think the game, you know, a lot of people give Stephen King flack for ruining the ending of all his stories, or his stories having all these bad endings, when it isn't actually Stephen King's fault at all. It's the production companies that are making his books into movies saying, oh, let's do this instead. Yeah, that's not from the book. Like, the people trash the ending of It all the time. Whether it be the old It or the newer ones, saying, oh, that was so horrible. No, well, you know what? The ending from the book was way better. I don't know why they didn't just stick to the ending from the book. And you can make it very cinematic, but they choose not to. They choose to do these wild, crazy, stupid things, and that's how we get what we get. So, but alright, that is going to go ahead and wrap up this review. We will see you next Friday with another review.